A life upended, Liam's story. Liam was a good kid.
I was a college student studying hard to become a veterinarian. I loved animals and spent my free time volunteering at the local animal shelter.
He was quiet and kind, always willing to lend a helping hand. He had a close circle of friends and a loving family. Life was simple, good, he was happy.
Then, everything changed. One evening, my world was turned upside down. I was walking home from the library when I decided to stop at a convenience store. I needed a snack to fuel my late-night study session. Little did I know that this ordinary decision would have devastating consequences.
The incident, a cruel twist of fate. As Liam entered the store, a masked man was in the process of robbing the cashier. The robber was frantic and aggressive, waving a gun in the air. Terrified customers huddled in fear.
I walked right into the middle of the robbery, completely unaware of what was happening. The robber shoved past me, knocking me to the ground, and fled the scene.
Shaken but unharmed, Liam got up and helped the cashier call the police.
Thank you for helping. I was so scared.
He gave his statement, hoping that his testimony might help catch the culprit. He never imagined that he would become the prime suspect. Wrong place, wrong time, the arrest. The police arrived quickly. They took statements from the witnesses, but everyone was traumatized and their accounts were jumbled.
I think it was him. He arrived just as the robber escaped.
The cashier, under immense stress, mistakenly identified Liam as the robber. Despite Liam's protests of innocence, the police arrested him.
I didn't do it. I swear I'm innocent.
Sorry, kid. We have to take you in.
They focused on his presence at the scene and the cashier's flawed identification. Liam was charged with armed robbery, a serious felony. His life as he knew it was over. Trapped in the system. Liam's trial. Liam's family was devastated. They knew their son was innocent, but the legal system moved forward relentlessly. The trial was a blur of legal jargon, witness testimonies, and circumstantial evidence.
The prosecution painted me as a desperate student who resorted to robbery.
Liam's lawyer fought tirelessly, but the evidence was stacked against him.
Your presence at the crime scene, the cashier's misidentification, and your lack of a solid alibi are creating a narrative of guilt.
Liam, once a bright and hopeful young man, now faced the terrifying prospect of years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Circumstantial evidence, a flawed foundation. The prosecution relied heavily on circumstantial evidence. They argued that Liam's presence at the store during the robbery was more than a coincidence.
The cashier's testimony, though shaky, was presented as a key piece of the puzzle.
The prosecution conveniently ignored the lack of any physical evidence linking Liam to the crime. He had no prior criminal record, no history of violence, and no motive for robbery. Yet the power of the narrative, woven from threads of coincidence and fear, overshadowed the truth. Different from Liam's. The aftermath, scars of injustice. The CCTV footage was the breakthrough Liam and his family had been praying for. It was the irrefutable proof of his innocence. The charges against Liam were dropped, and he was finally a free man.
But freedom, after weeks of agonizing uncertainty and fear, felt hollow.
Liam's life, irrevocably altered, could not simply go back to normal. The wrongful arrest, the trial, the public scrutiny, and the weeks spent in jail had left deep scars. His reputation was tarnished, his spirit crushed, and his trust in the justice system shattered. Lesson 1. The power of critical thinking. Liam's ordeal is a stark reminder of the importance of critical thinking. In a world saturated with information, it's crucial to question, analyze, and evaluate the information presented to us. Blind acceptance of narratives, especially those fueled by fear and prejudice, can have dire consequences. The cashier's misidentification, driven by trauma and stress, highlights the fallibility of eyewitness accounts. The prosecution's reliance on circumstantial evidence without seeking concrete proof underscores the danger of jumping to conclusions. Critical thinking, though often challenging, is essential to discerning truth from fabrication. Lesson 2. Cultivating empathy and compassion. Liam's story is a powerful call for empathy and compassion. It's a reminder to treat others with kindness and understanding, especially those facing adversity. Judging individuals based on assumptions or incomplete information can lead to grave injustices. Liam, a victim of circumstance, was demonized and ostracized despite his innocence. His ordeal underscores the importance of offering support and understanding to those who are wrongly accused. Empathy, the ability to step into another's shoes, is crucial to creating a just and compassionate society. Lesson 3. Acknowledging flaws in the system. Liam's case exposes the imperfections inherent in the justice system. While designed to uphold fairness and protect the innocent, the system is susceptible to human error, bias, and systemic flaws. It's crucial to acknowledge these imperfections and strive for continuous improvement. Liam's wrongful arrest and trial highlight the need for robust safeguards to prevent miscarriages of justice. Reforms aimed at improving eyewitness identification procedures, ensuring access to quality legal representation, and promoting the use of scientific evidence are crucial to strengthening the system and protecting the innocent.
Liam's plea, a call for fairness and understanding. My story is not unique, Liam shares, his voice tinged with sadness and a quiet determination. It's a story repeated far too often in courtrooms across the country. Innocent people are wrongly accused, judged, and condemned based on assumptions and flawed evidence. My experience has taught me the fragility of freedom and the devastating impact of injustice. It's a stark reminder that we must do better. We must demand a justice system that is truly just, a system that values truth above all else. We must approach each other with empathy, understanding, and a commitment to critical thinking. Only then can we hope to prevent such miscarriages of justice and ensure that no innocent person has to endure the nightmare I lived through.